My thought of the day is around emotion and feeling. I've been reading a book recently, which I will put in the notes, but I can't for the life of me remember the name of it now, which is helpful, called Emotional. And one of the key things that's stood out for me at the beginning of the book is that we can suppress our emotions, but we can't not feel. And the more and more I journal or write around this specific thing, it just really brings sort of clarity and so much realization to my own journey, really. I feel like suppressing emotions is something we all do. We might not want to blurt out that anger. We might not feel safe to cry. Even at school, if something catches you and you're giggling, you might not let that out fully. So when we're suppressing emotions, it doesn't mean we're not feeling these things. We are still feeling the effects of whatever's going on inside, whether that comes from a place of love or a place of fear. And I think the more we do connect back to that place of love, I've said this before in a quote that I wrote and shared, but when we do things from love, we find ourselves. But when we come from that place of fear, we lose ourselves. So if we're thinking about emotion and feeling, those feelings are very real, but we don't necessarily want these emotions to rise because we're fearful of what that may look like to others, to ourselves, what it might open up. Yeah, if we come from a place of love and compassion and allow that emotion to rise, it's far healthier. Now, of course, I know we can't walk around like an open book all the time. It's something I'm learning myself as the more I open up, realising that it's not appropriate necessarily to be open every minute of every day, and finding those safe spaces where you feel you can show up and share. But they are out there. There are places and people that you will connect with and come across where you can freely share those emotions and really be with that. And in turn, although it's difficult, but when they're rising, it's releasing and giving you space long term. So yeah, my thought of the day really is allowing the emotions to rise, the feelings we're feeling anyway. And when that suppression happens, it goes somewhere in the body. You might get a headache or pains in the body because it's got to go somewhere, that emotion. It's got to move through. So there's so much behind suppressed emotions, and there's so much benefit to releasing them and allowing them to rise, which is why I'm really passionate about the workshops and things that not only that I teach but that I attend, where whether it's sound or meditation or movement, where you've got a chance to allow the feelings to move through your body, releasing those emotions. And yeah, I think the more and more we do that, the more safe others feel to do the same. So being open, it can be difficult and it's not always practical, but best you can, allow your heart to open a little bit, allow those emotions to rise. And the more you do, the more others will start doing the same and feeling safer. And then it is providing that freedom, that release to be present and just be free with how you're feeling. So remembering that we can suppress the emotions, but the feelings will be there. So if you're looking at someone and they're holding back, they might look a certain way, but actually inside they might be feeling completely different. And when we're not releasing it, it's really difficult to have that communication with other people because we're not understanding exactly what's going on, because people feel how they feel, and that's okay. But without expressing it, discussing it, or showing it and allowing the emotions to rise or verbalizing, it's very difficult to communicate in a healthy way if we're not aware. So bringing more awareness to these things and sharing and being open is my thought of the day, which I'm sure I've shared something similar before. But yeah, just reading that quote, that we can't suppress emotions. We can suppress emotions, but we can't not feel, was my takeaway. So yeah, suppress where you can. This isn't going particularly well, so express where you can, and just make some room for that to come up, because you're going to feel it anyway, and reach out where you can.